So today, guys, the goal is just to do a quick tier list over here. That's it. Simple and easy as that. I have all these beautiful faces here in Discord representing Team MMG, and we're gonna try to bang this out as quickly as possible. And of course, if I forget any leaders that are relevant and stuff, it's not intentional. I just took whatever leaders I could think of, and of course, leaders that are locals plays and stuff, and just put them together in a list. So it may look a little bit weird, but that's perfectly normal. Um, Make sense, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right.
We're good to go.
I want to start off with the first leader right over here. And since we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Abdullah, how do you feel about Trunks in this meta?
It's an easy tier one.
It's easy tier one. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even
Oh,
need to
absolutely.
explain that much.
Hard agree. Yeah, no questions.
Okay, now that we got the easy one out of the way first, right? let's let's go to the newer ones. Everybody, most people that tune into this video are here for their favorite decks. They want to see where it falls in a tier list. So the next deck I really want to bring up is Green Gohan over here. Everybody knows this deck. Everyone's excited for it. Everyone wants to play it. How do you guys feel about this deck?
I personally feel like it's where Green wants to kind of head in its direction. Like it hand control is it seems like it's like cutting back a bit aside from the monstrosity interaction that was Cell, but they feel
Yeah.
like they're coming away from hand control a bit. And I think that's good because like it allows them to print stronger green things without like creating that really unfun game environment. Because hand
Would
control
you?
just feels bad to play against.
I agree. I would say go. I would say Gohan is a mid range deck. Now, have any of you guys had I guess the benefit of trying it out or playing against it? What do you guys think?
Mine's all theory so
I
far,
haven't-
but it just
I
looks
haven't-
strong.
Yeah, it does. I played against Mushud.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
the
played
video's gonna
against
go live
Mushud as well.
tomorrow, so you guys can see. Here's the problem. I think here's the problem that every single green deck has in this meta right now. They don't have an answer for Secret Rare Cell. Really. How does Gohan answer Cell? How does any green deck answer Cell? The truth is that they don't, right? Bigger more, dormant potential, the floodgates, they're all there, but it doesn't stop you from bringing your hand size down to 5. You know what I mean?
You
That's
said
the
Cell, you
problem.
mean cooler, right?
Cooler.
Yeah, you mean cooler.
Cooler
Yeah.
secret, right? Not Cell secret, right? Cooler secret, right? Yeah. How do you answer that secret, right? Because once that cooler secret rare comes down, the chance of you bringing it back is so tough, man. Because you only have 5 cards, and they probably have like 10 or 11, right? So that's Green's problem. Yellow has Bloodlust, Death Blaster, Final Flash, Time Magic, so it can answer the cooler swing, but Green can just say, all right, you know what? I'm going to pitch 2 cards, I'm going to Dormant, I'm going to Floodgate, and I'm going to take these 2 swings to the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they kind of
That's
have
the
to take. They
problem.
do have to take it.
Mhm.
But the Gohan floodgate's pretty good.
Yeah, it is really
It's good.
strong.
Yeah, it's
Like
good.
you know
But
what I'm saying. The Gohan floodgate's pretty
That
good.
saved me against you, Christian, today. So
the
when Christian
Gohan
came
Yeah.
at
floodgate's
me,
nice though.
that
But the
Double
floodgate.
problem that
floodgates. Yeah.
the problem I see with the Gohan floodgate though is that when it is not going to stop your opponent from pushing for game.
Yeah, yeah. I
They're
still
gonna
think this deck is very
push for it.
strong. It's just a matter of if it's in tier 1.5 and 1. I think for now we're gonna put it in tier 1 and then we're gonna reevaluate. How does that sound?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's fair because I could also I could see the argument for where it would be tier 1, but it could be comfortable at 1.5 too.
Yeah, I can see an argument for both. It's definitely not tier 2. It's way better than that. Let's move on to the next deck over here. I have Cumber, and I know Christian. I know you've personally played Cumber. What do
Yeah.
you think about
I
this deck,
love the
Christian?
deck, but
How do you feel about it in the meta? Sin and Gogeta are gone, so the
it
hardest matchup
it
for this deck
can't
is
it can't push through yellow like at all.
yeah.
That's his biggest weakness.
Yeah,
So
that's what
with a
that's
lot
what
of
you're
the
gonna main
top
Super
decks going to be
Kamehameha.
yellow, yeah.
hmm
But
How do you think it fits into the tier list? Definitely not tier 1. I would not
no,
put it in
not
tier
tier
1.
one. I could easily put it in tier 1.5 because it can definitely steal games. Like
I
you
think so.
you do get very
Unexpected
aggro.
turn. You
I
do have an
definitely
answer for a
agree.
secret rare. Your answer to cooler secret rare is unexpected turn. So other black decks can't run it as efficiently as Cumber can. So there's an
Yes.
argument for saying Cumber is definitely has a place in the meta because it can answer the cooler secret rare Joe, I'm sorry for cutting you off. What were you saying?
Oh no, I was saying that I definitely just agree with the placement. I wouldn't feel good about it being at 2 because it just feels too strong to be at tier 2.
Yeah. So we'll put it at tier 1.5. I'll put it at the bottom of tier 1.5, and we'll take it from there. Anthony, you've played this deck. What do you think about Invoker?
I've had so much fun trying to make this deck work. So much fun, but it has got to be like I want to say tier 2 because I mean just because a lot of people forget what Invoker does, and if you don't play around the right stuff, you can totally just blow someone out.
Here's
But
the problem. If you answer the Z battle card and you answer
That's
as
it.
Android 17, it's over for the deck. The deck can't
You
stay
can't
for it.
draw.
Like I was playing Christian, I was playing it today, and I had the charismatic for your Z battle card, and it just felt bad. You couldn't draw, you had no hand, and you
Yeah,
really couldn't answer
100%.
it. Anytime you played that 17, I would just get rid of it. Just
Yeah,
KO it, you know.
it just
It's
felt
really, really tough.
so bad once
You can't.
you counter the 2-drop.
You
Yeah.
can't even go into you can't go into a long game, and this is a yellow. I think this is probably a theme we're going to come up with. It's going to be a yellow format. I think, like yellow is very overtuned right now.
Do you think
You,
it belongs in tier 3, or would you give it a little bit leanway in tier 2?
I mean, I would probably say tier 3 because it's as simple as that. There's so many cards now that out
And
barrier, and if your Z battle card's outed, it takes too much resources to go back into it. You're just not drawing cards.
And just to recap, Abdul, can you recap the tiers and what they mean for us?
Yeah, sure. So tier 1, in my opinion, is the deck that you're pretty much gonna see in Top Cut almost all the time. Like it's always gonna be there, and it probably wins some events too. I think tier 1.5 is decks that might not always win the event, but will definitely sneak into Top Cut here and there. Tier 2 will be maybe you'll see it in Top Cut once in a while. Tier 3, you'll almost never see it in Top Cut, I feel
Yeah,
like,
I think it's
and
more of
you'll
like a locals
probably
deck or a fun deck
locals,
for
yeah.
sure.
You'll definitely
And
win
Nate's
locals
deck.
with it.
Nate is the
Oh.
guy who comes. Nate is the guy who plays with us at Collectors. Nate, we love you. It's no insults, nothing like that. We're not
It's an
saying
insult.
trash to you. We're not
Don't,
saying
don't let him gaslight you when you hear this, Nate.
we're not saying it's trash. We're just saying that
We're just
the
saying
deck
you're
needs a lot
trash.
of support. The deck needs a lot
I'm
of
not
support.
saying
It's not
that.
there yet. But yeah,
No, we love you,
let's
Nate.
go tier 3. Wiseback, I want to talk to you now because we have one of your favorite decks coming up, Expert Decks 21. What do you feel about Expert Deck 21?
Expert Deck
Because you've been
21 is
playing
really
this from the beginning, when this set 20 was revealed. So what do you think?
yeah. The new TP support really helped the deck get to the point where it can be a little bit more competitive. Being able to consistently cycle super combos throughout a game is really helpful to stall to
Something
late
about
game.
8 super combos is strong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super strong.
I
I
mean,
think.
with the hit with the dirty burst, it actually kind of hurts it because
Mhm.
a lot of cards, since we were talking about like cooler before, now is a
Yeah,
big problem for it.
right.
Because you want to get to late game and that's where you
Before
can
you
kind of
had
thrive.
answers to cooler, right? Your
Right.
answer was really simple. It was just dirty burst. Now it's, you know, how do you answer? I still think the deck has some answers. A couple of cards you can run, but yeah, cooler shaker is rough. Here's a problem with blue decks. We're just gonna skip all the way over here. As long as this deck exists, blue
Yeah,
decks really,
it's just better.
yeah, blue decks really have a hard time in this meta. And automatically, I think it's unanimous. I think this deck needs to be tier 1. Because
Yeah.
I'd agree.
it's an auto win against blue. It's very tough for green as well. Yellow has a good matchup into it, but it just tears through road decks, tears through a lot of decks. As a
It's really a
fantastic boss
gatekeeper.
monster. Yeah. I think you said it perfectly. It's a gatekeeper. So Wiseback, I would agree. I think most of us would agree with the new 21 being in tier 1. How do you feel about expert deck? Because I don't think it's ahead of this deck. I think you
No,
can hand
definitely not.
control it. Yeah, but I think more often than not, new 21 has a better matchup.
New
So
21
do
gets
you
a good
think?
burst of hand
Mhm.
size early, especially over that to feel like you're gonna be doing much
Oh
to
yeah,
their hand. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I mean by turn 2 you're consistently you're close to 10 cards
Hmm.
in hand in new 21. It's just hard to counteract
Yeah.
that with
Unawaken, you don't have to swing with this leader. With all 21, you do have to swing Unawaken.
right. Yeah. You
So
have to that's the only draw you get.
I think tier 2 or tier 1.5 is fair. Wiseback, you have the most experience. What do you with this deck? Other than Bushu, who's not here on this call. So What do you think? You leaning towards 2 or 1.5? And once again, it's purely opinion. This list isn't correct.
Yeah,
Um,
I
this
think
list
I think with
is
they hit the dirty
100%
burst.
correct. So if
I'm
you
pretty
guys
sure when
don't
they hit
like
the
the list, too bad.
I'm pretty sure when they hit the dirty burst, it makes it more tier two.
More tier 2.
And
Okay.
yeah, I think uh, again,
Mhm.
it's going to struggle in the blue against the new 21 overall, and it's gonna struggle against a lot of late game
Yeah.
stuff now. But
And we can
it's
we can
still
come back to
solid.
these decks later on, right? If we feel as if we've rated one too high or rated one too low, no problem. We'll change it. I don't know why my mic keeps making this noise. Sorry about that. Next deck over here. Enough said. Anyways, what do you guys think about Majin Vegeta?
That's it. You tier
I
one.
think Majin Vegeta is incredible.
It's
Yep.
really
Yeah,
good.
Majin
Majin
Vegeta
Vegeta is
is
as
insane.
good as, if not better than Trunks Cheetah. At least results wise, it's better than Trunks Cheetah right now.
It just
Yeah,
knows what it wants to do. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
yeah.
The
topping
deck.
everything. It's winning. It's doing everything.
See,
Here's the
I think
problem. Go ahead, Joe.
the reason to speak on Muxit's point is like it's putting up more results, but I feel like Trunks Vegeta is a harder deck to pilot than Majin Vegeta.
I agree with you. I think Majin
I agree
Vegeta
too.
is very very easier to pilot, much easier to pilot. And let's
And
face
then
it,
we also have Golden Frieza. Just
yeah,
he's also just out here. He's on the list somewhere, I'm sure.
yeah. We're waiting for the bald man to get here, and then we're gonna rate Golden Frieza. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
I'm already here.
absolutely. The
not the
more
bald
important,
man. Yeah. the So Majin Vegeta is very strong. I love Majin Vegeta. It's good, but if you don't open the 4-drop Goku, you're pretty much screwed. I feel like that's the difference between Trunks Vegeta. You have a lot of chances to see your 1-drop. Majin Vegeta, you have less chances to see a 4-drop, right? And if the opponent can answer the 4-drop and you don't have another one in hand, it becomes a little bit tough. But I think it's clear cut as tier 1. Going back to Oob, I played Oob. I don't like it. I wish it untapped energy. It doesn't. The cards Oob got are fantastic. The 6-drop, the 8-drop are some of the best cards, generic cards Blue has received in a while. So, as much as I love the cards, the SRs, I think the deck is not there yet.
Yeah.
It needs a little bit more support.
I
I
think the
can see
Z
an argument
Awakening
for
leader is
tier
so
3.
nice.
Yeah, when you use Z-Awaken, it's nice, but Wiseback, there's a Jiren Z battle card. I think I told you this. That Jiren Z battle card removes all of your Z energy. So
No,
now
yeah,
you,
I get it. It feels
yeah,
bad, but
yeah,
it's just a good.
yes.
The Z Awaken leader, it looks nice, but on the same thing as you said, if you're playing
But I
against
said I
green, it's
wish
just
it
a bad
untapped.
time.
Yeah. Now here's a leader that was tier 1 a couple of sets ago and has fallen off since. But might make a big reemergence. U7 Goku, Christian, Anthony, you guys both played this deck. What do you guys think about U7
This
Goku?
is. I still think it has one of the best turn two plays in the game. Frieza
100%.
17 is so aggressive,
Mm-hmm. A lot of decks can't answer it.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
and then the Awaken,
it's
and you
just
just
so
you have the
much.
Goku ready.
And
Yeah.
not to
When
Yeah,
mention, one
you
of its biggest problems was Boo Unison, and now that's at 1.
yeah.
So, like, the 8-drop is infinitely better now because there's still, like, Dirty
No,
Burst is
no dirty
gone.
burst.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was watching Joey's video and he mentioned that U7 was great, but at that time, at that meta when it was tier 1, it ran 4 Resolve Renewed. You don't have Resolve Renewed anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
it's
problem
true.
against
You have to
Yellow.
rely on Beerus
And
Ball,
Yellow
but
Sin's
Well,
still
getting
a
to 4
problem.
is rough.
yeah.
Yeah. You do
The
main
8-drop
Koitsukai.
gonna do anything.
I think that's like one of the most broken things about the deck is being able to just comfortably main 4 Koitsukais and milling them out. It feels
Yeah.
great. I'm not ready to put it in tier 1, and I don't know about tier 1.5, but I do
It's
I
like
tier
think
two.
tier
two.
2 is very fair.
I don't know. I
It's very
think
Yeah.
fair for the deck.
Books,
the
what do you
only thing
think?
I'm against the deck is that deck feels so bad going second. It really feels so. A lot of these decks going second against it just sucks. Like you're just gonna
Mhm.
get blown out, especially
Yeah.
yellow. Yellow going second against yellow with that deck just. I
So
never
if
struggle
you
as
if
yellow.
this deck is going first, it's tier 1.5. If it's going second, it's tier 2.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All
Pretty
right.
much.
That is a valid statement.
So for now, we'll keep it
The
in
deck
tier
is a
2.
dice roll.
We'll keep it at the top of tier 2 for now, and then obviously we'll move it if we feel like it. I want to skip ahead to one of the newer decks that just came out this set. And since we're on the topic of red, Polku, I've made this deck. I love the deck. I think it's very very cool. I run a unison package. You can run a non-unison package, but I don't think it's as good as U7 is right now. I think it needs a little bit more support. Also, if you don't see your one drop or your Gohan, you're pretty much done for. That's the problem with the deck.
Yep.
Anyone want to say anything else about this leader?
I'm trying a red yellow abomination. I'll get back to you on
Oh
that.
my god, I can't.
Are you
wait.
trying it with the Beerus arrival, Joe? The TP Beerus?
Absolutely, but also like Planet Vegetas and stuff like that. Like I'm finding everything I want.
Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
The thing is the Earthlings. You need to see your Chi Chis and Ox Kings to put the Gohan underneath your opponent's leader. Against Brendan, I didn't see it, and I got just blown out of the water. Right. I'm fine with tier 2, but for the time being, I'm gonna put it in tier 3. I think it needs to top a little bit more. But I see the potential for it to be tier 2. I can definitely see it. But for now, we're gonna keep it tier 3 for now. Let's go into another deck over here. Yellow Sin Shenron. Anthony, what do you think? You're a Sin player.
I am a filthy Sin player. The new Sin promo obviously is what brings it back into relevance. The problem with the deck is you have to run so much of the core with Shadow Dragon cards. You can't just run yellow good stuff, and right now the yellow good stuff is just so much better. Like, why play Yellow Sin when I can play Trunks Cheetah, or I can play Majin Vegeta, where I can use the most broken card in the Sin deck, which is the new 4-drop counterplay, but I can use other good yellow cards. So I would say it's probably tier 2.
What does everybody else think, guys?
I agree.
I think tier 2 is fair.
Playing against the deck still feels so bad. I'd put it in 1.5, but that's
I was
just
gonna say
me.
the same thing. I think it's a little
Yeah.
bit better than tier 2.
I think it's a
You
little
think-
better than tier 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that 9-drop is a house, and you
Yeah,
can play
the
that.
9-drop's
You can play the new
so
Simpson
good.
straight from the deck.
I
Like,
mean, it has so much disruption, right? Like just for
Yeah.
like
So
a lot of
good.
what this next one's to
The
do.
new Sin is searchable. It's
Mhm.
yeah,
good.
And
you
Good
play
deck.
it
gone
like a
now
ball.
too. Yeah.
God ceiling's
Yeah.
gone, so your turn 6
Oh,
is an
now
auto
that
win
turn 7 is
button.
bananas.
Yeah.
We have Cooler Mill here. This was supposed to be for Billy because Billy was supposed to be on this call, except he went to see the Flash movie, so for
Boo.
him. Yeah, but I think Cooler Mill is tier 1.5 very very easily.
I
Very-
hate playing
very
against that
This
pilot
deck.
deck
dependent.
is
Cooler
yeah,
might
like,
even be tier 1, honestly. It's
yeah,
very
it
close.
might be this. I don't know if you guys have seen that new garlic promo.
Yeah, the mix, the board.
Bro, it's like in this deck is absolutely insane. Billy played it against me back to back to back, and you can't even play your turn. You can't play any battle cards. As soon as that battle card comes in a board, he's milling and he's drawing off its effect. So that Garlic Jr. with its Garlic Jr.'s ambition in that deck is just insane. It still struggles with against Cooler Seeker Rare because remember it used to main Dirty Burst, but I still think it has outs, and I think it's definitely one of the best control decks in the meta right now. I definitely see an argument for tier 1. Anyone have any
My
thoughts
only-
about this?
My only argument against it is it's just so pilot dependent. Like you got to be
Yeah.
on point playing that deck.
Yeah, you
If
got to
got
play
Billy-
that deck and like
yeah,
nothing.
yeah. You got to know exactly what to do to play that deck.
You don't play anything else, not even on Sundays. Nothing.
even on
It's
Sundays,
Cooler
yeah.
Mill.
Yeah, Cooler Mill. Eat, drink, sleep, Cooler Mill. Yep. We have my favorite deck, Vegito.
Well, I'm right there with you.
Tier 1 would be-
Abdullah, what do you think?
That's a tier 1.
That's a tier 1 deck, yeah.
Pretty sure. This deck,
There's
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
if
ways
people
to
are
answer
sitting
this
on it
deck.
or not, but it's crazy.
Yeah.
This deck is very
So I
strong.
could see an argument for tier 1.5 because there's ways to answer this. We have Vegeta Unison of Fury is a way to answer it. You could play Black Mechikabura. I'm pretty much doxing myself here, but yeah, take notes, everyone. You can play you can play Black Mechikabura, call Vegito 8. Vegeta Unison of Fury is really really strong against the deck. There's just a lot. Nimbus and Kamehameha Deflection. If your opponent plays around it, you can smoke the barrier guys. But for decks that don't have an answer, turn 3 power of Patara is insane. Drawing 4 cards, tapping your opponent out is just
Yeah, it's not even for game. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just a tempo turn, right? Like
Mhm.
now deal with this triple strike, waste
Mhm.
the cards out of your hand, or you're gonna bring me that much closer to winning this game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
I love Vegito. I've been on the deck for a reason. Dirty
Oh,
The
Burst
let's-
Z lead's
on.
busted.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. It has one of the most powerful Z leaders in the game. in my
The
opinion.
Z leader's busted. Yeah.
Yeah. Double
If it
strike.
was not for the
free
Z leader,
barrier removal.
If not for the Z leader, man.
Yeah, the Z battle card is also insane, man. It's really strong, but I think it's the easier tier 1 for now. I don't see it being better than. I think it struggles against 21 because they can use your Goku Vegetas as blue. But for now, we'll keep it as tier 1.
Oh, 21 loves Dirty Burst. I think that's a big thing. Like in general, why Vegito I feel like is so nice is now that Dirty Burst is gone, blue is gonna struggle, and yellow already struggles because they get tapped out. And you're very
once yellow's tapped out is tough. Although Piccolohan is a thing, but yeah, if you don't have it, it's nearly impossible at that point. Anyone against it?
No, I agree with the placing.
No?
Tier 1's perfect.
I've had I don't know if it's the luxury of playing this or the unluxury of playing this
My
deck.
man said, I don't know if it's the luxury.
This I only put this on the list because I actually uploaded some gameplay. So if you guys are watching the video, check it out for sure. The deck generates a lot of Z energy. It has a very good Z leader, in my opinion. I think its barrier removal Z leader is very good. It can run Vegito very easily, robotic. It's a very, very good leader. It's not there yet. It's still missing a couple of pieces. For the time being, it is one of Nate's decks. I think Nate should play it, but for now, we're gonna keep it there and move on. Joe, this is your deck.
That's so foul.
Joe, how do you feel about this?
I love this deck. I love this deck. Nothing feels better than slam dunking on your opponent after like coolering them twice in a turn.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys know.
It's tough.
There was a player who said that this is the best yellow deck in the entire meta.
I can't do that.
Last set, yeah. But do you think
I cannot agree with
be
that.
tier 1?
No. I absolutely think it's tier 1. I will honestly say though, it's just because yellow is so powerful right now. Like it's a yellow Saiyan. Yeah, Goku Vegeta Saiyan yellow. It's stupid.
Wiseback, how many times have you played the 21 Secret Rare only for your opponent to tap 1 energy, play Goku Vegeta duel, and get rid of it? How does that feel?
It doesn't feel good, but
it feel good. That card deserves to be an SR. I don't know why it's not an SR. That card is insane. Negating skills and just killing something at rest mode. 20k 1 energy double strike.
That's so strong.
Decks that can run that engine, I think, are automatically going to be very, very strong. At least tier 2, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, look at your tier 1. I mean, you have Trunks Vegeta. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm ready for tier 1 yet, Joe.
I don't think it's better than Sin. I don't think it's better than Sin, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyone else have any thoughts?
I don't think it's on the same level as Trunks Vegeta and Majin Vegeta. That's the thing. I think it is a very strong deck, but it doesn't do the same thing that they can do. I just feel like tier 1.5 makes more sense.
Okay.
Anyone else? I could agree with tier 1.5. Definitely 1.5. There's a bias in me that pushes it for tier 1.
Right, I understand.
But that's the bias in me.
How it is. Yeah. We have Swap Frieza. Abdul, you've been playing this deck. What do you think about Swap Frieza?
Ooh.
This deck is really, really fun. It's really nice. The only problem is first of all, it's not a Goku or Vegeta leader, so you can't run the busted Goku Vegeta cards.
Of course.
But
you get Bloodlust though.
The other thing is
you get a second SCR.
Exactly. Amazing. Bloodlust is so good right now because of the Cooler Seeker. So that's one reason why I really like the deck. Also, the archetype, while it is a very heavy archetype deck, you're forced to run a lot of stuff that you can't run as many good yellow stuff. The archetype is really strong with the Goku Frieza that came out, and you have a barrier blocker very similar to Trunks Vegeta. I think the deck could be tier 1.5, honestly.
Really? You don't think tier 2? You think it's better than U7 Goku and Expert Deck 21?
Yeah, bro. I think U7 Goku's tier 3. Honestly, I don't believe in U7 Goku.
All right, let's move to tier 3. Okay, no, I respect your opinion. You know a lot, so let's do that. Do you think this deserves to be 1.5?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So do you think Expert Deck 21 needs to be moved up?
Maybe. I don't know. I think we'll come back to that later.
Okay, we will. This is Andrew's deck. He's not here to defend himself, so we're just gonna put it in trash. No, I'm just kidding.
Supreme Kai time.
Bold take. I don't know if it's a bold take. I think that deck is probably like one of the best, if not the one. It's
not a bold take. I think most of us agree. I hate playing against this deck. I don't know about you guys.
It's so strong.
You said it's the best black deck?
It's one
Yep.
of the best black decks. Yeah. I
Over,
don't know
It's
if
so
you-
aggressive.
Over Cumber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't respect Humber at all. I'm gonna be honest.
I do. I personally think Cumber is better than Kai. That's personal, but maybe I'm wrong.
If I'm
I
sitting
feel like
across a
if you
player,
have the answers and you shotgun yourself in Kai, which seems to be often, they just fold.
if I'm playing against a player, I would rather, and I'm trying to win, I would rather he plays Cumber than play Kai. Because Kai can cheat out two 30k bodies for free, basically. It's insane.
Yeah, with Kai, it just feels like, is it ending yet? Like, are they done attacking? Like,
Kai
that's
is
what it
very
feels
strong.
like whenever I play against Kai.
And
That reminds
a
me
lot
of
of the
old,
cards
like,
Kai's have replaced
like-
themselves.
Like the Vegex days and stuff, where they just kept attacking and you don't know when it's gonna stop sometimes.
Yeah. I think Kai is a very good black deck. I'm not ready for tier 1. I think tier 1.5 is fair for it. Yeah. Let's actually take a look at one of the newer decks now. Here we have Blue Baby. Let's skip to Blue Baby. Anyone play this deck? Christian, pre-release doesn't count. So anyone play this deck yet?
That deck sucks. Move
on. Everyone says this deck is strong, man. Every other person I listen to, every other video I watch, they're all putting it in tier 1. I've tested it on Untap. It is strong. I just think it struggles against yellow quite a bit. Abdul, what do you think?
It'll struggle against. I think it'll probably struggle against yellow, but honestly, I could see it struggling against green and even Android 21 itself. Android 21 already dominating blue decks. I think that deck also just doesn't like 21.
A lot of people are very high on this deck, though.
They're
You
very
think that's
excited.
all
I'm curious.
just-
I haven't played against it, honestly. I'm very curious.
We played on Untap. Remember, you destroyed
We
me.
played that. Yeah, that was. What was I playing then? I don't remember.
You were playing Flip Coup.
I was playing Flip Coup. Yeah, it
So-
was a yellow deck.
And like I feel like a card like Black Smoke promotes that. Like
Yeah.
the problem with Black Smoke was
I thought we were starting at 10:30. What is this?
Hey, buddy, what's going on? Nice of you to join us. But we saved the best for last, just for you. Don't worry.
I was
buddy.
lied to.
I was lied to. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're here. We put Frieza Swap in tier 1.5. We know you like that. Don't worry. We're just discussing about Blue Baby. I'm not
I
ready to.
honestly, I already disagree with like half the things in here, but continue.
I love you, bro. I think Blue Baby's tier 2. I'm not ready to put it down to tier 3. On paper, it reads very well, very strong. That 8-drop is insane. For 2 energy, you can play 2 Brainwash and then play a 35k double strike. The leader can give, steal your cards from your drop from your board, give him Servant and swing. I think it's not better than Expert Deck 21, but I think it deserves to be in tier 2. What do you guys think?
Honestly, just move Expert Deck to 1.5 at this point. I feel like.
Okay.
I agree.
Let's do that.
It's
All right.
it's a the 21 definitely like it either goes off or just gets washed. Like it doesn't have a middle ground.
You mean Expert Deck?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Expert deck, yes.
Yeah,
I
Expert
mean,
Deck.
yeah, you see your super combo and you're good. That's pretty.
Yeah,
much it.
if you see your
super combo.
TPs and stuff, but you can say that about any deck, right? You see your super
Yeah,
combos,
yeah.
you're good.
No, you
Espo,
can't
we
because
This deck more on your super combos. That's the thing.
Yeah, Espo, we saved Golden Freezer for you. Where do you think it goes?
I mean, fuck you. You know it's tier 1 because it's not balanced right now. I definitely do have my arguments for what you have up there though.
Yeah, let's hear it. What do you think?
What do you have in there, Nate's deck? What the fuck is Nate's decks?
The trash.
Exactly what it
the
sounds
trash.
like.
Why
No,
isn't
it's
Turtles
not
there?
Trash. Not trash. Not trash.
Well, why isn't Turtles there? I don't
It's
understand.
gonna go there.
We haven't gotten there yet.
There you go.
But it should already be there.
No, he has a
Um,
point. He has a point. There you go.
Start the
I
video,
it
starts in play.
There we go. Off the rip, I actually think Majin Vegeta I'd almost put in 1.5. I think the deck is great, but like compared to the other 2 yellow decks, which are Frieza and Trunks, I don't see it nearly as strong.
There's an
I think it lacks.
That. But bro, it's topped so much. It's gotten such good results. Like we can't deny that. Like I'm pretty sure it's topped more events than any other yellow deck. I want to say.
Well, you're right. If we're talking about
in last set.
previous formats, sure. But I'm thinking, are we talking previous stuff or going forward?
No.
If we're
going forward, of course. But we can't ignore
Yes.
the previous stuff. In a set.
you can't ignore it, but which is why I leave it at 1.5. but I think part of it was the surprise factor of how aggressive that yellow deck was out of the blue. And then second was it actually handles a lot of the problems that were the red decks because it's like, oh no, I'm at 2 life. I'll take 1 and sweep your board. Like, good luck reconstituting. And like I have just as strong guys for 1 or 2 energy.
Mhm.
That's my reasoning for it on its strength being possibly 1.5 now. People know what it does, and I think a lot of its stuff is like easily counterable, sadly. Like it relies on that Goku blocker, and if
It
you have
does.
an out to it, the deck crumbles. When you have a deck that
We
relies
did
on a
we did
single
talk
out,
about that. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah, but that's why Trunks Cheetah is so strong. It doesn't rely on a single card. It relies on cards that bring more cards that bring more cards.
Hmm. You know,
Which
I can see an argument for Majin Vegeta, but for the time being, I'll leave in tier one. I'm gonna come back to it towards the end once
that's
we
fine.
reconstitute everything.
Too many
Um,
Majin Vegeta fans. We have to please Espo.
Bottom tier
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Bottom.
exactly.
Yeah, fuck them.
Bottom tier one. Espo, anything else you don't agree with on here?
Um, I really do think I used to hate Android 21. I really think the last 3 you have on that list, I think all 3 of them can be argued into 1.5 very
Oh
easily.
yeah,
I think
I agree
21's
with
the
you.
least arguable into 1.5
Mhm.
because it's so consistent. I think the key to most card games, if not every single one of them, is consistency. And Android
Mhm.
21 is probably one of the most consistent decks out there because of every single card just saying search for any fucking card in your deck, which is
I think
completely
Joe, you
unbalanced.
said it. Joe, you said it's more like a gatekeeper. I can see arguments
Yes,
for
that's why
both of them.
I would leave it
Um,
probably at the bottom of tier 1. But
I
Golden Cooler definitely has some savage weaknesses. It
yeah.
either like it's the same. I see a 1.5 deck as a deck that's like, wow, if I get this right, I'm popping off and being just as strong, if not stronger, than a tier 1 deck, possibly close to tier 0.5. But if you don't draw and do things in a certain capacity, like if you miss certain cards, you just crumble. And that's how I see 1.5 because I do believe all those decks constitute that, aside
Mhm.
from
So
maybe
I
Frieza
can
Swap and Sin.
I can see an argument for this, but I won't take Vegito down. I think Vegito's way too strong.
Is that
What?
because you like it? Is that why?
No,
We
because
all like
Is it
I
because
play
Vegito.
the
it's your
We all
deck.
deck?
like it.
I
No,
know you play the
because
deck, and I've seen
it's
you play the deck.
there's no
But
dirty
seeing the
burst,
deck,
There's no dirty burst. There's no sin. There's no SS4 to stop it. Getting playing your 8 guys for 1 energy is insane. Your 8 drops for 1 energy is
you
insane.
know, you're
The
right.
the,
I'll
the
give that to you.
resolve
As I
remove
was saying with Vegeta,
is
if we're
also
looking
good.
forward to, I
Hmm.
do see it being much stronger now. You're right.
Yeah, with dirty burst gone, Power of Patara taps 4 cards and draws 4. Doing that turn 3, there's not a lot of decks that can
I
do that.
just have to have 6 things tapped. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong there, right? But it's hard to do. And the Z
I
leader
know.
has
I know.
barrier removal. Z leader's built in double strike. I want to keep it tier 1 for now. Uh,
I'll give you that now. Thinking about it a little bit more compared to
mhm.
what was banned. I do see it being a bit more.
Yeah. Now that you're here,
Um,
Espa, I also want to get into Broly Surge because you've been playing this deck since it
ah,
came out. Christian, you were playing this deck today as well, so you guys can speak
Yeah,
a lot to the deck. What do you guys think about it?
I like it a
Let's
lot.
start.
I
Yeah.
I
I
think it's pretty good.
I
Espa, what do you
really
think?
do think it's in the 1.5, maybe even 2. I think the low end of 1.5. The deck is
Yeah,
really great, really fun, and it can really push a lot of damage very quickly.
everything's
But
double strike.
it
Yeah.
really, really has this sickness of like if your opponent doesn't play their own game, if they play the just disrupt you game, it's really rough on the deck, right? You really
Yeah,
need other cards to be on board for your other cards to work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so if they
like
interrupt that process very consistently, you just
Mm-hmm.
don't do anything.
So,
the Broly Z battle card really brought a lot of life to the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And if your opponent can KO it, get rid of it before you get like a couple swings in with Cooler, it does get rid.
Okay.
so my
the,
question to
the
you guys is,
problem is
let's
like
disagree
every color
on
now has a non KO way to remove that card, right? Blue,
Yeah,
every other
yeah,
card in blue is just
this.
bottom deck it, top, put it to the
Mm-hmm.
top, put it back to
Negative.
hand, which for a Z card is killing it,
yeah,
and it's only
Okay.
protected from KOs.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's only
yeah, it's
protected from
not.
KO.
Um, being red and green does have its benefits. You get the best of both card pools, right? And Surge
Yeah,
Like
Awakening is
Goku
Yes and
Secret
no.
Rare.
yeah.
The
Gohan
Goku
There's
Secret
one
Rare is
more
a
we're
great
missing.
one.
All the best cards are locked into monocolor sand.
Monocolor,
For
yeah.
Red Vegeta's and King Vegeta's Imposing Presence,
Yeah, but you have
Gohan's Unceasing
Super Chomp.
Rage,
I'm
Mhm.
sorry, but we're missing another top tier
etc.
deck on this list. Completely
You've got
What's
missing it.
that?
Super
I'm
Chompa
surprised.
though.
I just realized it. Where
What
the
is
hell
it?
is launch, bro? Where's launch?
Launch. Launch is. I wanted
Launch
Andrew
is
to be here to
cracked.
do launch. But I think I agree. Launch is cracked, but I don't have time to put it on the list. Well, we'll handle that in the second version of the video, depending on how this one does. I want to move on. Android 16.
He's hiding it.
There was a guy at Locals playing this. Did anyone have the benefit of playing him?
What deck was it? Sorry, Android 16?
The new 16, the green one, not the blue
The
one.
new 6 one. Yeah, I understand.
This deck can play the secret rare for 2 energy.
That's great, but
I mean,
yeah.
21 also plays it for 2 energy. They just tap 2 of my things. So
Well, they can hold on. Android 21 plays it for 1 energy. They give you pen, and then they only have to tap a
oh
green.
yeah, there you go.
And if you're a green deck, it's just free.
Yeah. A lot of people are high because I mean not high. Sorry, a lot of people are high on this deck.
Don't attack me like that.
You can you can floodgate for 2 energy. You have ramp. It's a green deck. That Jiro that Jiro Z battle card is insane. Do you think it deserves to be? I don't think it's tier 1. I really don't think it's tier 1.5. I'm fine with putting it in tier 2. What do you guys think?
it's just a green deck that wants so bad to be blue.
I know.
Yeah,
And
I
they're
almost want to put it in tier 3.
Tier 3. Okay.
It's just, well, it turns into. I think it turns into one of those decks where it's like, when Soul Striker is around, it was like, wow, this blue deck's really cool, but I can do the same thing in Soul Striker and just be better, right? Like, I
Yeah.
have better options. You know what I mean? Like, it's a cool deck. It's got some cool functions. And yeah, sure, like you said, it plays the counterplay for 2, but when I pass my turn and you swing and you have 3 battle cards out, I play my counterplay for 1, and you can't attack anyway because I just Yahtzeed all your cards.
Right. You
Like,
don't have
it's,
new magic. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Abdul, what do you think about Flip Cool? You've been testing this deck. What do you
Tier
think
1,
about it?
100%. Yeah,
This deck is
it's
really,
definitely good.
really tough for me to decide,
I
honestly.
I think it's good. I don't think it's tier 1 though.
I think it's good too.
But I think
I
it's
don't
very
think it's
strong.
tier 1. Yeah, I don't
What
think
deck?
it's tier 1. Flip Cool.
I missed it. I'm sorry. What deck?
Flip
Flip
coup.
Cool.
Flip Coup? I don't know. I really need to watch that deck. It just every card does all this
It's strong.
nonsense, and I need to see it in
Yeah.
action.
Espo, we were talking about this. Any yellow deck that can run the engine of the Goku cards and the Vegeta cards, I think is very strong. Because you have a 1 energy double strike, ignore skills, KO. 1 energy Majin Vegeta, 25k serve and draw 1 double strike on swing if you have a Goku. Any card that can run those Vegeta Goku cards, I think is absolutely pretty strong.
I
Just
understand,
throw it in
Counter command.
1.5. Just throw it in
but this has the
1.5.
same inherent issues of like the skill cap for this deck seems to be extremely high, and like this may be an unlike statement. A lot of the players in this game are not very good at climbing up a mountain. Let's put it that way.
Talking about yourself?
And like
Talking about yourself.
crutches are the favorite accessory to most players. Cough, cough, Red Sin, cough, cough, SS4 Gogeta. I mean, half the decks that become strong, it's not only consistent, but they're so overly strong. There's no pilot error, or the pilot errors you make are so just crushed by the deck. Literally, like you make the error, and the deck's like, that's fine. I'm just ridiculous anyway. So you can make these mistakes and have no problems.
Yeah, don't worry. You've got 14 cards to back up your mistake.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
You
In
know,
hand right now.
and this deck does not look like it allows for those errors. I think if you make that mistake and play the wrong card at the wrong time, you just crumble and die. Yeah.
Muksa, what do you think? You don't think it's tier 1, Muksa, but where do you think it goes?
No, 100%.
You play
not
this deck
tier
the
1.
most.
Yeah,
What was that?
honestly, just like the deck, I'm flipping between 1.5 and 2. I really don't know. Honestly, it's a tough choice. I probably have to play with it more. But honestly, just because it's a Vegeta deck, Goku deck, it has those things. I'll put it at 1.5.
Okay.
It has those good yellow stuff.
I
It's a
I
good-
would leave
it's
it
a
at.
good
I
generic
agree
yellow.
with that
It's a good
until
yellow.
I see it in action. I would agree with that, but I'm just worried it has these like massive problems
Mhm.
Yeah.
that
I
are
got
easy
you.
to exploit. That brings it lower.
We have another new deck we want to talk about. Garlic Junior. How do you guys feel about this?
Nate's decks.
Is Nate's deck
Espo.
a jerk?
Yes,
What's in Nate's deck?
Nate's
What's
deck.
the next
Cute.
deck?
I think it's cute. I think
Was
it's.
that
I
Matt
think
or
it.
was
Little
that?
decks.
Did I just hear Matt?
Yes, he's driving me right now. I just had a lot of Korean barbecue.
All right,
What's
no
in tier
worries.
1?
Tier 1 is Android 21, the one you have
Matt,
Gohan,
we'll
Majin
talk later,
Vegeta,
Matt.
Golden Frieza, Trunks Vegeta,
Um,
Complaining
and
about
yeah.
it?
Anthony, what do you
Is
think
there
about
like some
garlic?
new,
Because me and you have been going back and forth about this deck.
is there
I
some
got,
new secret A21 technology that I don't know
I gotta
about?
see it in action. I haven't tested it yet. The archetype requires a lot because, like, I guess Bandai realized you can't let red decks just draw 2 cards for
Okay.
Wish and like let that be a thing because it becomes too oppressive. So you have to jump through hoops to try to get your balls out. Not to
I had a
mention the
discussion with Billy about this deck. I think the right way to make this deck is not to lean too heavily into its archetype, run the right number of cards,
exactly.
but also run red good cards. I also wanted to try out red blue because I think Beer Super Combo in this deck is really insane. Especially since you have your activate battle live, so you could just Beer Super Combo, Sensu Bean, and you're safe from like going wide decks. I think this deck definitely has a place in the meta. I don't think it's tier 3, but the problem is it feels like it is. I don't know. It's
It's one
tough.
we'll
It
have
would
to come
either
back
be
to.
yeah. I'm fine with putting it
No, I
in
don't
red,
really think
but
you have to have back to it. I think it's a cute deck where the cards in it are very strong, but they're
yeah,
better suited for every other deck than itself.
If you're telling
every deck
me
by itself.
garlic is better than U7 Goku, we gonna fight.
Yeah,
I,
I can't.
I
I can't.
heavily
I
agree with
can't.
that.
Not enough
My
tier
spirit
two.
don't take that. I'm not jacking that. You right.
Is it
All right,
JoJo?
fair enough.
Yes.
Joe, I love you.
I love you too, Matt.
We'll put it there for now.
I love you so
Anthony,
much, Joe.
remember Anthony how I told you there's a red deck I think that would fit perfectly for you?
You did.
It's right over here, baby.
Oh, don't make me trucker hat someone.
Yeah. This deck. So I played against this deck. I played against the guy who made the deck really popular. This deck is absolutely insane. This deck can pop up. There's like a ruling with it regarding the permanent, so you get like a triple attacking 30k double striker beast. A lot of people are sleeping on this deck. This deck is absolutely insane, and I've lost to it. It's super strong. The problem is a lot of
This
people
is
haven't played against it, so they really don't know what it does or how it works, and that's really good because the deck will catch you off guard
And
no
why
matter how
don't?
aggro it is. Yeah. This is one where I feel comfortable putting this in. I want to say tier 1.5 for now. I think this deck is super duper strong. I
it's
don't know what you guys think.
I think this is another case of being very pilot dependent though, because you
Yeah.
have to know every single matchup to play it. Let's play this.
I almost.
Like, go ahead, Espo.
I was going to say, I really disagree. I think, though the deck is strong and has its positives, I think it turns into, as long as the deck is not meta right now, it can stay high up. And then when it becomes meta relevant and people know what it does, and until it's forgotten again, it just sinks down to 2, possibly
But
3,
but
depending on
Espo, this
what's
deck did
brought
top
against it.
last set with in a Sin and SS4
Of
meta. It
course,
did top.
and look, that being topping doesn't inherently mean the deck is broken or busted. Like I said,
No,
I think the deck is very strong.
it doesn't. I agree, but you can't deny there's a positive correlation
Well,
between
well,
top
hold
heavy
on,
and being a
hold
really
on.
good deck.
Of course, but I'm
My argument against this is that we have to understand that the person that topped with it also topped with Commander Red.
yeah.
Was he the
Well, we're
same
not gonna
guy?
know. That event.
Dependent.
We all know that event
not a
wasn't real.
Yeah, that was not a regional. Andrew
That
was
wasn't a
playing
real
it.
event. We're
Andrew was
never
second.
counting that. All right,
Listen,
Commander Red.
listen, the dude that does it, he's a very good pilot.
No,
Like
he
that's
is.
all I'm saying.
He destroyed me. He whooped my ass. Okay, so he is a very good player.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not I'm not sleeping on the deck. I don't think anyone should be
I
sleeping
know
on it.
you're
This
not
deck is
sleeping on the deck, but
super strong.
I'm my
And
argument against its topping, like I said, was as long as people don't know what it's doing when it's not seen, when it's ignored, the deck is fantastic because exactly that they don't realize what's coming. But again, the same respect as Broly Surge, if you know what the deck is doing and you play to foil its game, it crumbles, but harder than Surge, because at least Surge has some insane like defensive options,
Yeah.
being multicolor and just being like, I pop anything through barrier. So,
Mhm.
that lethal strike, that was funny.
Okay, I'll leave it in tier 2. I think the deck is really strong, and Anthony, I think
Yeah,
you should really try this
definitely.
deck. I think you would love this deck, Anthony.
I think I have everything for it, so I might try it.
It's very cheap. It's
Well, it's like
definitely a play
$2.
style. Yeah. Turtle School, man, I love this deck so much. I was telling people in MomoCon when we went for lunch that this deck is insane because it counts as an Earthling leader and it also counts as a Saiyan leader and a World Tournament leader. So you can run the new Floodgate that came out. You can also run the Goku Seeker Rare in this deck. You have built-in double strike with the field, and this deck is really strong because it takes its own life and it can run the Oob and Goku TP. This deck is really strong. It has topped in Europe quite a bit. I think this deck is really strong. What do you guys think about this deck? Turtle School.
Nate's
I
deck.
don't see the vision.
Nate's
Bruh.
Muxe, what do you think?
I mean, for the memes, Nate's decks, but like in an actual analysis, I don't know diddly squat about this deck.
Mhm.
Aside from I kind of wanted to play it a while ago and immediately forgot about it, so I have no comment.
It's a really good deck. Muxe, what do you think?
I think tier 2. Honestly, it's a green deck, which is the big problem. Honestly, if it was
Yeah.
any other color, would probably be better. But I do see what you're talking about with the Earthling leader. You're also a Saiyan leader technically too, right? So you
You
can
are,
run the
yeah.
new Gohan.
So you can run the
Floodgate.
Floodgate
So
and the Secret Rare, the Goku Secret Rare as well. Give yourself
the
triple
Goku
strike.
Seeker as well, yeah.
Broly Surge and
I'd
that
probably
pizza
put it
as
in
well.
tier 2. I mean, I would
Okay.
probably just, hype it up a bit. Put it in
Christian,
tier
I
2.
know you wanted to be in Nate's decks, but I think Nate might want to stay away from this one.
No,
Wiseback, you've been quiet.
it's good.
Wiseback,
It's
you've
good.
been quiet. What
I
do you
don't know.
think, Wiseback?
I think it's funnier if he's not.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about this particular deck. Honestly, I haven't
Okay.
played against it.
Let's take a look at one of the decks that you have played and one of the decks that I guess you are familiar with. Black Michikabura.
I actually have it built being right next to me as we speak.
Amazing. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
It's fun. It's that's the best you could say about it. Honestly, still in a world when we have to worry about getting 7 Dragon Balls to awaken still feels bad. So
It does get Dragon Balls very easily, and with the with the new cards they have, like there's a 1-drop Meki that just searches for 2. So you
yeah,
can get
and
4 Dragon Balls turn 1 if you wanted to.
there are the cards that grab 2 out of the thing and put it in there. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
good. It has a lot of nice tricks to it. But I feel like as I was thinking, like playing against a lot of cards with a lot of heavy barrier, it feels like it just can't do much.
Yeah, it doesn't have
Just
easy barrier removal.
none really whatsoever.
Christian, what do you think? Me and you have both played against this deck so many times in our locals. What do you think?
I don't think it's that good, but I think it was good in the format where Goku was the top deck, Crimson.
Crimson, yeah, it did get a
There's
lot
just
of new support this set, but
exactly.
Yeah.
There's just so much potential to it between that and even running some of the stuff that was for the Toa from a couple sets ago, the one that ran just the token
yeah,
set.
yeah.
There's
There's
just a
also a
lot
new
of
TP. Yeah, there's a new TP that says if you have a unison, you can give your leader double strike with triple attack.
right.
Strong.
There's just a lot of nice cards to run into it. It's just I don't know
If
putting it all
if there
together.
was a
Where does it get
tier,
you?
yeah, if there was a tier 2.5, I would put this right in 2.5. Right, just slide it right there. I think for now, I think I'm just content to the bottom of tier 2, and this way
No,
Gavin
I'll
can
take
give me a
tier
high
3.
five next time we see him. You would say tier 3, Muxa?
Put it in tier
Hey, I was
put it
gonna
in
say
tier 3.
Gavin.
No, screw
Yeah.
Gavin. Screw Gavin. Put it in tier 3.
Damn, that was fucked up, Muxit. Damn, you're getting savage as you finish college.
I used to play Meki Kabura too, and honestly, I played it for fun, and I think that's what it is at the end of the day. It's a fun deck. I don't
Yeah,
see
exactly.
You don't think
There's just a lot of neat stuff you could do with it.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I
What do you
can't see
guys?
it as 13. I can't.
A lot of people are also excited about Pan reboot now with all this Sin and SS4 gone. What do you guys think about Pan?
And pushed my shit in.
Yeah,
They
well, that was
dropped.
Tim. That was Tim Palacios. That really wasn't.
Yeah,
That was Tim.
if you ever watch this video, respectfully, that was dirty. My man hit me with Haru Harus and Haru Harus, and I was befuddled and bewildered. And then
Pan is strong.
it's
Yeah.
so good.
Being
I played
able to
Tim in the
use
first
defender.
match.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he's great. Man.
Defender's
He
a
makes me
menace.
want to play the deck. Like he plays it so
Defender's an
efficiently.
absolute menace.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about Pan? I think at least it needs to be a tier 2. I don't think it's a tier 3 deck. I think it's very strong. I can also see
I would
arguments for
argue
tier
1.5.
1.5. I can
I
see
would say it's
arguments for
definitely
that.
tier 1.5.
I think definitely tier 1.5.
1.5.
It's a
I have
red
never,
Saiyan leader.
I
Do you
have
think it's
never been
better?
able to see.
Do you
It's not
think
What
it
better
this
than
goes
deck
expert
does.
deck. It's not better than
high tier
expert deck.
1.5? Do you think it goes towards the bottom of tier 1.5?
I think in the
Definitely
middle.
high.
I think
Middle
middle.
to high, yeah. Middle to high,
Yeah.
somewhere there.
Okay.
Not the
Yeah,
end.
I can see an
so,
argument for that. I think Sin is over here.
Looking at these tier 1.5 decks, you can drop Cumber down. I don't think Cumber's better than any of these other decks.
What do you think? Tier 2.
Gates
I think
decks.
Gates decks, yeah.
I don't
You
think
can just
it's
leave it towards like the middle, like for now, and
Middle?
it'll get
Okay.
sorted. Yeah, it'll get sorted.
Soul Striker, man. I haven't played this goddamn deck
Yeah,
in months, bro.
it's-
What do you guys think about Soul Striker?
It's
That's
not.
what do you
I
think?
don't know. Why are you playing this deck? Just play any other. Now that Soul Striker is bad, just play any other blue deck that's better. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because you can't
But
awaken early.
you have to respect the untap too.
Yeah,
I mean, I respect
it's
him more in Future Trunks. At least he's good.
Yeah. There was a deck that the Soul Striker deck that was running blue green with the Android 21 SCR. So it turned
Yeah, that's the
4.
only way I was thinking you can
Yeah.
really make it work
Yeah.
if you're gonna
That
really
blue
try
green
it, but it's
version
not
was
worth it.
insane.
Because just play it
Beast is
21.
so much better.
Yeah, just play 21 at the end of the day, though.
What do you think it belongs? Wiseback? What do you think?
Tier 3.
Tier 3.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think
would
it.
say tier 2.
Really, I don't think it's
Still-
better than.
still a
I don't think it's
blue
better
deck.
than. I don't think it's better than U7 Goku.
Muxa, do you think tier 2?
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's still a blue deck. It has. You just run. all
That's
these
my
good blue
thoughts.
stuff.
Is untapping
Yeah, but it
2 is
lost-
so strong, man.
It lost Dirty Burst. Like that deck without Dirty Burst is
Pretty blue deck,
so
though.
debilitating.
You
Soul
also have the new
Strikers.
Coupe cards. The new 8-drop
Yeah.
Oog, pretty strong.
The
Soul
Oog is
Strikers
great.
just like good blue stuff dot deck. That's all that deck is.
I feel like it should be the bottom of tier 2 because it's blue doc. Like it just anytime you look at a blue leader, you have to consider Soul Striker. Period.
Yeah, the 8-drop
I
move
give
doesn't
that.
feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Enough said. Let's talk about. No, I'm just kidding. This deck did get a
Isn't
lot of
that the new
support. It's getting
promo?
more support.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it
getting you.
promo?
But bro, I've played this deck. It's trash.
I don't know how it
man.
does. I don't know what it does.
You have to play.
I
guys
don't
with
understand
energy.
what it does.
Nate's deck. This is a Nate's deck card. Make
This
it
deck
go
is
away.
dope as hell.
This deck is super rough. You get a new TP.
It's
but that's
super
not good at
fun,
protection. It's fun.
and then
no, I agree with
explodes.
you.
Is it
It's
fun?
really fun. It's fun.
I think it's very fun going super swap it in through your Z energy. Like that shit's fun.
But how do you
Yeah.
get him to Z energy? You got to combo it from hand, so now you're negging. You know what I mean? So it just
Well, that's the problem. This is the one new Z deck leader, or I guess new leader that relies on the Z energy, where they didn't give you a mechanic to abuse like every other leader that does it.
there's also
Gogeta.
an elephant in the room. Let's get this elephant out of the way. Exodia. What do we think about Exodia?
It's 1.5.
It's just-
You snap win or snap lose.
Yeah,
This thing is
it's a die roll deck.
Yeah, roll the dice. Whatever number you get, just throw it on a tier list that accords to that number.
Jones, what do you think?
I listen. Like, the deck is built to be consistent and shotgun. Like, it is a high roll deck. They play it as close as they can to keep it the consistency at a peak. And if that goes, it goes, man. Like, it's just so rough. Do we
And
have
no
answers
Dirty
for it? Sure.
Here's
But,
the
like,
thing.
They
Once that
took away
Sorry,
the answer
comes down,
for
it's
it.
all over.
You're right, but here's my biggest problem with the deck at the current moment. The deck relies on you not having defensive options early on, which was again when it first came out. The reason it was so good is everyone was like, "Oh man, I'm playing like let me throw on my helmet and turn Sin Sideways deck or Gogeta," right? Which was
Yeah.
like why do I need to keep energy untapped when I can crack you harder than you can hurt me, right? I'll
Also, you
just kill you
just
before you kill me.
side into shins and the deck is useless.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Exactly.
if there's so many defensive options now for it, like yellow being probably one of the better decks right now, and and the various amounts that they have, you just have 15 negates, and they're like, oh, cool, I didn't get to swing. I have a floodgate on me. Yeah, I can't do anything. I can't do anything. I can't swing.
Do you think 1.5 tier 1.5 is good?
No.
I think going forward with red as debilitated as it is leader wise, I really do think it's 2. If red was still up there, like if Sin and Gogeta were around, as funny as it sounds, if those two were around and rampaging, I actually would put it at 1.5.
No,
Okay.
Gogeta loses to Sin. Yeah, Gogeta
Holy
actually
shit,
now loses to
got
Sin.
I think that's
Because of,
fair.
the Gohan TP just kills your Z battle card. So ever
Okay,
since
that's fair.
the Gohan TP came out, Gogeta BR was a bad deck. Now I think
Like,
it's gonna come back.
Espel, I know you feel very
The
strongly about
Z battle card
Talk to
can't be
us.
KO'd.
It gets negged.
Oh no, you're talking about that. I'm thinking about something
Yeah, yeah.
completely different. My
Espel,
fault.
what do you think about Cell? Talk to us, buddy.
Peace. So
Yeah. New Cell.
I really want to see it played more.
Man,
I
I
haven't
think this deck is so strong, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's
Bro,
really
that
good.
Z leader is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so
Rejuvenating 2
cool,
life.
but
You're playing with 10
it
life
does.
basically.
Yes, but that's if you can get the skill off.
Yeah, if you can get it off consistently.
Because
Yeah,
there
and like
are
it's
outs
just so
to it.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
What else?
Like
What else?
like
That
triple
has
strikers ruin that deck.
Absolutely.
I'll just
Yeah,
take
they
3 and
do.
die.
And you don't have any
Like
extra card negates. No dorm. If you're running Ginger Town, no dormant. No, none of that stuff. What do you guys think? Who has played Cell? By the way, I don't know if any of you have.
Should.
I have never played it.
Same. I
Yeah,
played it in
so
pre-release, so basically I didn't play against it.
yeah. I don't think it's Nate's decks. Definitely not. I think it has potential. Successor is very strong. There's a blue green version going around that's super strong. I can see an argument for
Wait,
tier 3 as well.
Say 2,
I
just
think
because we don't know
it's
enough about it.
yeah. I just want to put at the bottom of tier 2. I feel like it's gonna gatekeep rogue decks. I don't know what it does, but we'll come back to it. We don't know. We'll make like a version 1.0 and then we'll go 1.1 after some time and see how we rated these decks. Another black deck that's received support in addition to Meki, Trunks. What do you guys think about this deck?
that deck's pacing feels very weird to me. It's one style, but it feels like it wants to be the other way, and I just can't shake that with that deck. Like it just doesn't know what it wants to do with itself. Does it want to be mid range? Does it want to be aggro?
Aggro.
Like
Yeah, it seems strong on paper, and the supported Scott is really good. 20k Z leader for free for spare boost 1. If you Unison gets smoked, you have another way to bring it out. I really like the deck. I think it's good. I don't think it's tier 1 or 1.5. I think it's better than Meki, bro, because as a Saiyan, black Saiyan leader, you have access to certain things. Wording is really strong. A lot of the stuff is strong.
I mean, it's also essentially pitch one, draw two leader. That's always
Yeah,
good. Got
yeah,
built-in
and
removal.
you don't have to awaken. Christian, have you ever played Trunks before?
No, I never played God Trunks, but everybody who I hear who's playing it just says they wishes it did more. Like it just doesn't. It just seems like it's missing that extra piece.
Exactly. And we're going into a format too where unisons are much easier to deal with now with all the
Yeah.
new cards Screen has, and
Yeah.
It,
With
if your
green
deck
getting
runs on
more
it,
popular.
the Kai card doesn't care about it. It just plays it for 1 energy. So
Yeah, but
I
one
don't know.
energy in black is so rough.
exactly.
Like the deck wants
Yeah.
you to use so much energy.
Muxa, what do you think? You think tier 3 is good?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me
I
too.
zoned out for a bit. I'm gonna be honest.
Here we have expert deck Goku Black. Who's played this deck?
I have not.
Okay.
Nope.
Everyone skip
I
through it.
want to play this. I think the deck is really cool. I don't think it's all the way there yet, though.
Nate's deck.
It's a very big archetype. Do you really think it's
It
Nate's
is.
decks?
It's a really big
Yeah.
archetype.
For now, I would put it there just because like if none of us can make an argument for it to like even like nobody's played it, like
The fact that we
Okay.
all skipped over it and didn't even like, oh, this
Right.
is
We have not paid attention to this.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Joe, we're gonna go
That's
to your
the-
favorite deck. What do you think, Joe?
All right, so
Oh, who let Broly swap in here?
Yeah, seriously.
we lost when we lost. So let's just talk about
I only put
the
it
fourth
because
time.
Joe wanted me to. So Joe, defend yourself. Where do you think it goes and why?
I think it goes tier 2, and if it just steamrolls it, depending on the package it plays, it could be 1-5.
I
I
don't
would
think
say
it's one.
comfortably 2.
That was like the
I
most
don't think it's
frustrating
one.
deck to play against when it came out. It just felt like you were playing against someone playing solitaire.
When it first came out, yeah, but now it's seen a lot of nerfs, man. Vampa got nerfed.
Well,
It
Vampa,
doesn't
yeah,
have a
yeah.
Yeah, but we got that
consistency
new
with the
3
rare.
drop that's just actually gross.
Yeah, but like, doesn't T-Blow
It's
just
true.
like T-Blow's running around
Yeah.
rampant? Doesn't T-Blow just like shit on your life?
Yeah,
It
but we're
does.
not gonna. Yes, absolutely. That's why I say comfortably 2.
Okay.
Because realistically, the dream is they don't
I'm
have
back.
the team.
Wait minutes. What leader are we talking about?
We're talking about Broly. This one.
Yeah, bro,
Legendary
you just lose. You just lose.
I think that I'm looking at like the lower, like tier 2 and below. I'm looking at that and I'm going, if I sit down across the table with my Broly swap deck and play against those decks, I do not mind it.
I think
So
so.
you win against Nate
That's a good point.
100% of the time.
You know what I mean? Like I'm looking literally from I'm
Roasted.
that's rough.
We don't mean that, Nate. I'm sorry.
Nate, we love you. We promise.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nate
And
knows I
like
love him.
Yeah.
like realistically, like I'm looking
Yo,
at
Nate,
Gogeta
can you
VR.
watch him?
Trunks reboot, guys. I've been on this deck
Trunks is
for
good,
so
man.
long.
It's so good.
Bro, it's so good. It's definitely not tier 3. It's definitely, I would say, at least minimum tier 2. It's
I
better
think
than
so
What
too.
Trunks
Stormbreaker.
At
reboot deck?
I
least
think it's 1.5, bro.
I'm driving now. What
I
Trunks
think
reboot deck?
1.5 too.
The reboot.
The
The
Trunks
Definitely
reboot.
reboot.
1.5.
Trunks reboot
Did
is
It
they
is so
ban
so
Trunks
frustrating
reboot?
that you can never hit it for crit. Like that is so
those
frustrating. That's never
those
going to
oob
happen.
cards are insane. You got both
Yeah,
oob
that's why
cards.
the Uber.
6-drop oob that takes a life and just yeets anything into Z energy, and 8-drop oob
Yeah.
that just plays for 2 energy, and now you can play the 5-drop Trunks off of it.
I think
Insane,
it's really
man.
good. It's really
Yeah,
solid
Plus,
deck.
I
It
think
just
it's
does a lot of
cheaper.
good. It just does a lot of generically good things.
I
Yeah,
don't
You
know
didn't
if
hear
it's
from me.
better.
You didn't hear from
before
me.
those,
Buy out the fucking emotional blow. Buy it out.
yeah,
Yeah,
Because if you
that's
don't,
true.
before
I'm
That's
doing
true.
it
It's
tonight.
super. It's super good.
Buy out Cooler
before
Seeker. It's busted card.
before the oobs, emotional
Like
blow was seemed
$10.
like impossible to get out, and now that
Yeah,
card seems very good because of these cards.
Right.
yeah, and the baby, the 8-drop baby, 35k double strike.
Yep.
There's 2 energy play.
You're not.
You run
You're
Vegeta
not
GT.
playing that.
Yeah, you will.
It's not a bad card. It's just I run it as a one of Espo, just
Yeah.
cause 35k double strike, 35k is insane. I don't see why not. And I run Vegeta GT. It's a super combo. Every blue deck runs Vegeta GT super combo. You know, so why not?
There's also the one
Trunks
drop
is
GT that
yeah,
came out.
exactly. It's really strong. Unison Cooler. I played against this deck. This deck is actually really strong. I like this deck a lot, and it'll catch you off guard if you don't know what it does. Unison interaction is very tough.
Very.
There's ways to get rid of it, but the leader plays Unisons for free, so it doesn't care if you smoke their Unison. They say, "Oh,
And
you
it
want to spend 2
pluses.
energy? Yeah,
well,
you want to
hold
spend 2
on.
energy, smoke my Unison? I'll play it for free off my leader effect." What do you guys think about Cooler, Green Cooler?
I think 1.5. It's still very aggressive, and like you said, like
It's
I think that's good.
it's surprisingly aggro.
I don't know if it's
No.
a 1.5. Muxa, what do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't
I'd
say 1.5.
I'd say
I think tier 2. I think tier
Yeah,
2.
maybe 2. It's still like
I think tier 2. It's a good
Agreed.
deck. You
Well,
obviously
it
connect
falls.
to dormant.
Look, it falls into that issue of like its main attackers are unisons. I know it's got all these cards to play around it now, right?
Mhm.
But you're still like trying to just shit out unisons over and over again. And
It
if you
also got
can't,
the
the
new
deck
cooler, the two energy
Look.
cooler.
Yep.
Yeah,
insane.
2
just
energy
so good for
cooler.
it.
Yeah,
well, that's any green deck to be fair.
yeah, I
It's
guess.
not crazy.
hmm It's true.
Like you
Uh,
can't.
sorry, Espo, you're breaking in now.
Does the deck rely on C
Espo.
battle cards?
Espo, get a
can
better
play. It
phone.
received.
I
It
am
received
driving home. Go fuck yourself.
It received a Frieza Z battle card that could play for 2 energy. It reduces its Z energy cost. It does have support, and I think it's going to be support in the future. I'm not sleeping on the deck. I think the deck is strong. Dormant
It is
has
strong.
dormant potential. Unison aggro is always tough to interact with.
Especially for yellow.
Yeah, especially for
But
And
yellow.
what
then
if it was
the
non-green?
the 3-drop unison is still a beast where you can negate the counterattack.
Yeah,
Still a great unison.
I think tier 2 is fair.
I think so too.
Christian, we have one of your favorite decks here. What do you think?
I've tried to make this deck work so many times. It seems so good in theory, and it's just you still just don't have anything to make that final push.
That's why you run Cooler Seeker Rare.
Cooler Seeker is great.
And
But-
Dirty Burst is gone.
Dirty
Yeah,
Burst
Dirty
is
Burst
gone, but man, yellow just absolutely f's my day.
You know, Ivo was using this deck in MomoCon, and he said he might bring it back. And with Dirty Burst being gone, you can also run SS4 Thwarting a lot easier now as well. SS4 Thwarting,
I hate
dropping
that
two
card
cards,
so
two
much.
cards. Yeah, I think Hachiek is the better black decks compared to the other tier 3 ones. So if it does go in tier 3, I think it's better than both of these guys. But I don't know if it's better than Cumber. What do you think? You did lose to this deck, Christian.
I did lose the deck. He was using the mill version with Black Smoke Dragon's Seeker Rare, and that's obviously rough for any deck, or like because he's just going to negate everything and mill you for 7.
I think Hot Drag is really good. I'm really comfortable putting it like right here, like dead middle of it, because look, it's a leader that says you can't swing more than one. It's a built-in Nimbus, bro. Like, it's a very strong leader. It's got really strong pool of cards. Petrification is one of the best negates in the entire game. Stop pending autos is insane.
Petrification is definitely better this format than I think like previously.
And with Dirty Burst,
I think it's always been stupid.
Yeah, with Dirty Burst being gone, we have Cooler and SS4 Thwarting that this deck can easily run. I think I'm fine putting it there. Last but not least, King Piccolo. Oh man, this deck is so cool. Mux, I've been telling you to make this deck. What do you think about this deck?
It's a really strong green deck. It's
I think so.
like I think
Scott
it's better
Dashy
than
special.
the other green decks. Yes, the Scott Dashy special. I think it's better than the green
And
decks.
we
You know-
him out twice.
This deck can
so
also
I
run
don't-
the new Goku Secret Rare, by the way, because it's a Namekian.
It's a
So
Namekian.
this deck
yeah.
can Z Awaken and then run it if you need to, or just not even
Yeah,
Z
triple
Awaken
strike
and just
crit.
run it. Yeah, so now
Look,
it's a
I'm just
triple strike
saying-
crit.
I'm just saying with this deck, right? You know, but what if it was red? What if it was just not a bad color, right?
Yeah.
That's
What if
true.
it was just in any other color?
I think if
But
it was red, it'd be
I
tier 1,
extend
bro.
that out to every green deck. If I extend this out to every green deck, though, what if it was not green? What if it was
No.
any other color?
Oh my
I
god,
mean,
Gohan was red.
Then it wouldn't have
Gohan was
Dormant.
red.
Ugh.
That's
Who
the-
cares? Fuck Dormant. Green's
Dormant
terrible.
was a great flag.
I'm alright without Dormant.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I'd rather push your shit in.
Buxer, what do you think? Where do you think King Piccolo goes?
I would probably say the end of tier 1.5, maybe, or tier 2, like the beginning of tier 2. It's one of those two spots.
You know what? I like Scott Dashier. We're gonna
Tough
please him a
decision.
little. We're gonna put it at the end of tier 1.5. Just cause.
He threatened to steal my binder. You know that? He said he's gonna steal my binder.
Eric Goodwin still wants to know where you live, I'm pretty sure.
I told him
Eric
already.
does.
Don't worry, we're good.
I like Eric because he's funny, and I like when you commit to the bit. So I did offer him free entry into the Ghost Rare event. I hope he comes.
That's awesome.
That'd be great.
Mostly
I think
'cause
we
it'd be
have
fun.
I think we have our tier list, guys. Any final minute
I st-
changes?
Yes.
I wholeheartedly disagree on Majin Vegeta. Still,
I understand.
you
But
live your
we're
life,
gonna-
but I think you're wrong.
Janemba
Joe.
should be somewhere on this list.
You know what, Joe? I was
Knock it
thinking-
all
Yeah.
off.
the
You know
reason I
what?
didn't
Can we
want-
make a new? Go. No, you say it.
What were you saying? Guys?
I'm just saying.
I was gonna say we'll make Nate feel a bit better. We just put Joe's decks below Nate, and it's just
And
just
it's just
Janemba. There you go.
Janemba. It's all Janemba.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Like 7 copies of Janemba.
I want to do
This
this
is number
these
leader.
kind of videos more in the future because this is a blast. I want to do one where we rate the S secret rares, where we rate maybe Z battle cards, where we rate different stuff in the future.
You know, man, I can't wait to rate those secrets.
Yeah, I know, right?
Trade, trades,
So y'all
trades.
are telling me
That's crazy,
Mexicabora made it on the list and not Janemba. This is crazy.
No,
That's actually kind of
Janemba-
fair.
No, look,
Meki
Joe,
that's
got
not
all
fair
the
at all.
support.
Meki got some good stuff.
Yeah, Meki
It-
got all
That
the
doesn't
support
mean it's a
stuff.
better deck than Janemba.
Joe,
Confirmed.
We're not
No, it
talking about
doesn't.
your heart, bro.
I like Janemba. I think Janemba is good. I just ran out of space and time. Right? I was like, I asked.
Oh no,
everyone, I
no,
said,
this is
"Let's
just
put the
this is
leaders
for the
on."
people listening.
Joe, do you hear this? He hates you. He said he hates you. Fuck you and
And
your
that's what
Janemba.
it
How dare
sounded
you?
like. He said he
I
didn't
put
have
Broly
space and
on.
time and left.
I put
He's-
Broly just because of Joe. What do you mean?
Can't believe you forgot launch though. That's like
Yeah, launch is a big
I
one.
did that on
Yeah,
purpose.
I'm actually
I
like-
did that on purpose. I don't want.
What,
He's
you
trying
hate
to hide
women?
the spice.
You think women can't play card games? Can't be in card games? Is that why?
We got
Are you
blue
sexist?
16.
Absolutely
Let's not
not.
go
We
there.
got Majin Buu right over here, so I know.
Wait, yeah, Blue 16. What are you doing? What kind of tier list is this? Everyone, let's
Blue
riot.
No,
Where's Blue 16?
Blue
Oh.
16. Yeah, actually, Blue 16 could be on this list. I think Blue 16 is tier 2. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we could improve on this, but I don't want
Yes,
this to be a 2-hour
absolutely.
video. I don't think anyone wants it to be a 2-hour video. Espo, you have 2 more hours?
Yes, actually.
I rest my case. Thank you guys for coming out. It's been awesome.
I mean, racist
It's
because I'm
been-
white.
Exactly. It's been awesome, guys. Thank you so much
All right.
for coming out. I really
Have a good
appreciate
night,
it.
guys.
Oh,
Good night,
absolutely.
everybody.
This
Definitely
is
want to do
great.
this in the future.
Oh, I'm
And
down
just to-
anytime, guys.
Yeah, just to finish, this is our opinion. It's not factual. Actually, you know what? It
Yes,
is
it
factual.
is.
If you guys,
This is
There we
factual.
go.
What are you
Like
talking about?
if you guys
Except for
don't
the
like
Majin,
it,
except for the Majin Vegeta. That one's not
Especially
factual.
especially the
if
Majin
you guys
Vegeta.
don't like this tier list, leave a like and let me know why. Please, I insist.
I really
Thanks
think you
for
should move
watching.
Frieza to the left one.
Thank you guys for
Just do it,
watching. I
do
really
it,
appreciate it. Everyone enjoy. And as always, subscribe, like the video, and we'll come up with more banger content.